Hey Sainers, welcome back to the channel. Just thought I'd do a video off the back of last night. Obviously got the review out, so that's out. Player ratings is also on Saints TV Plus, but it happens a lot after any Saints loss, even if it's like an honourable 1-point loss to the top of the table pies. But you get a lot of people, asking for answers, stressing, saying that they're going to cancel their memberships, that the season's done. This is typical Saints, all of that jazz, which obviously they're allowed to do that. That's their opinion. But I just wanted to do a video on whether we genuinely should be worried or we should just be cautious of, how the team is performing at the moment. So I think first of all, it's worth going through our upcoming fixture, because the games that have happened, they've happened. Obviously, last night was really disappointing, but moving forward, we've got the Eagles away, Melbourne at home, Suns, North, Hawthorn, Carlton, and then Richmond again, and then a tough run in Geelong and Brisbane. But the next 5 weeks is really, I would say the next 3 weeks. West Coast, Melbourne, then the Suns away. We've got an easy kill, hopefully, on Sunday. Melbourne at home is going to be tough, and then obviously the Suns away, but winnable, all of them. I'm not stressing just yet. I'm holding fire until I see Sunday. Now, I know there's enough in the last month to see that it's a bit of a worrying trend, but I still think that there's a way out. I still think that we can get out of this rut. And I'll give you a couple of reasons why. I firmly think that, as much as we're losing games and not kicking goals, I still think the effort's there. Last night we still laid 77 tackles. So, under Rats, we were losing games and laying 30 tackles. In these games, we're still laying upwards of 70. I think against Richmond, we laid over 70 as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the effort's there, the endeavour's there. It's just execution and class around the footy, A-grade talent. And come on, going into this season, we all knew that the list wasn't the list ready to go for top 4 for finals to challenge teams like the Brisbane Lions at the end of the year, because they've got A grades all over the ground. Melbourne do. Geelong do. Collingwood do. Port Adelaide now. There's teams that have just got a shortcut, not a shortcut to success, but they've got that easy path to success because they've got all those pillars ticked off. We're still trying to identify, who those pillars are going to be. Up forward, Kingy, he's that pillar. In the midfield, I don't know. I don't know who that person is. It was Steele. Is it still going to be him? Down back, still not certain. Dougal Howard. Is he the full back that we're going to go and focus on, moving into finals in the years to come? I don't know. The bottom 6 players on the list, the Burnsies, these sort of guys, even the D-Max, they haven't played, but when they come back in, how are they going to go? And then it's the players that are probably underperforming and should be doing a lot better. And that's, to me, players like Jade Gresham. I think obviously JB played well at Sandy today, but him to come in, see how he goes. There's high-profile players that could be doing so much more. So I still think there's a lot left in the tank. I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater just yet. Obviously, there are some worrying signs. The biggest worrying sign for me is the inability to kick enough of a score to maximize dominance in a game. So when we're playing well, we don't maximize any sort of dominance on the scoreboard, and scoreboard pressure is the best pressure you can put on any opposition. Anyone that watches football knows that. If you're down by even a couple of goals, like we were yesterday, for majority of the game was 17 points, winnable until the last minute. We're not capable of putting on a rush of goals to hit the front, and we haven't kicked over 90 points in a while. We haven't kicked over 100 points since round 4 or 5. So our inability up front is a huge issue. And obviously we've had a makeshift forward line for a very long time. And for the early rounds it worked because it was so unpredictable. Now maybe another worrying sign is the fact that with Kingy back, he's the target and it makes us a lot more predictable going forward. Everyone knows we're going towards Kingy. Stop Max King, jump off him, intercept and rebound, and we're good. Whereas in the early rounds, we're going to Caminiti, we're going to Owens, we're going to Filippo, we're going to the small, the mids were kicking goals. So teams didn't know what to expect. And under a new regime, they didn't know overall what Ross Lyon was going to bring to the plate. Some people think maybe we've been found out. Maybe the game plan, plan A is all we've got, and teams have found that out. Stopped us at the source, going down the line, playing that possession football. But I think, as much as that could be the case, we've still done a lot wrong. It's not just the opposition finding us out. I think we must be, I feel like every year when we go on, we lose a game, it's just we've been found out. Clubs are continually evolving. Opposition are continually analysing game plans. But clubs are mainly focusing on themselves these days. They're really backing their own strengths. I don't think it's really, every team is focused on stopping St Kilda in the first 6 weeks because Collingwood were doing the same thing and teams are still trying to find that out to stop them. So I think there's a lot that we're doing wrong. We're 14th for points scored. We're number 1 for kicks, but we're also number 3 for disposals. And last night we had 40 more handballs than Brisbane. Brisbane, to me, beat us at our own game from the first 10 weeks. Chipping it around, then going long, pressuring the football into the forward line, locking it in, and then causing turnover and scoring off that. We had, I think, 2 more turnovers than Brisbane last night. Didn't score anywhere near as many points off the turnovers as they did. And that's what worked so well for us in the first 6 weeks was that we just waited. We hunted the turnover and kicked goals off the back of it. But lately, we've not been able to do that. When we get the turnover, we then turn it back over because we've just been so poor with the football in hand. And another worrying sign is we're just not taking risks. We're not playing on instinct. We're not bouncing the footy. We're not running in waves. Happens very rarely these days. And I think that just is a lack of confidence too. So I think that goes a long way. We've lost a bit of confidence in our, individual abilities, but also as a collective. We're not backing our style, against the other teams. We're really focused on the opposition probably more so than we were in the first 6 weeks. We went out and just played footy and had fun, and it worked. Now it looks like we're over-analysing the opposition. We've got a game plan that changes each week depending on who we're playing. Obviously probably isn't the case, but that's just what it feels like from the stands. But like what I said, I don't think it's panic stations just yet. I'm holding judgment. I want to see how we go against West Coast. We are expected to win and win well. It's away from home, so that just adds a little weird element to it because I just don't think I just think on the road sometimes. I mean, we've won 2 games on the road this year, but I don't know. I still don't feel easy about it. I would prefer to play West Coast here, but maybe it's that sort of game where we need to go there and we need to win well, kick a big score. Individual players to get their goals and disposals and whatever have you, and that makes them feel better. And maybe that's that little kickstart, that little jumper start that we need to get a little bit of a run on in the remaining part of the season. Because we had 8 and 6, probably need 5 wins from the next 7 or 8 to secure finals to really give us a best chance of finals. And it all starts on Sunday in the run-in. And selection integrity. We talk about it every week. We'll see if it's real this week because Jack Billings played an outstanding game for Sandy. Jack Bartel was excellent with 13 tackles and a couple of goals. Tom Campbell even was great in the ruck and around the ground. Zach Jones did all right. D-Mac is back. Tom Highmore had a big game. So there's a lot there that will be a focus for the coaches and to see who comes. And obviously Seb Ross was managed, so whether he comes back in or not is another question. So to me, I'm not worried. I'm just cautious. I just know that this season is on a knife's edge for us and it can go one of 2 ways. We can fight it out and sneak into finals and just get there. Just get there. I don't care what happens once we're there. We just want to get there. Or we can let it continually slip away, feel sorry for ourselves, play uninspired football like we did last night in what was supposed to be a very inspiring night. and let ourselves down and let the supporter base down. I'm hoping it's not that. So comment your thoughts, Sainers. Are you genuinely worried about the season? Again, we've got a lot of youngsters. We knew that going into this season, we just didn't know what to expect. Finals would be a bonus. I think we can all agree on that. But that's not discounting that where we are now, the position that we're in, I don't think we need to keep saying it's an experimental season, it's an exploration season, or whatever the term is. Because we're 8-6, and that means you're in the finals hunt. And I want us to stay in that hunt. I don't want us to just be happy with what we've done. Our work's not done. I want us to keep fighting and hopefully get to that, that big first week of the finals, in the finals and relevant. So comment your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. I've spoken to both different sides of the discussion, whether Saners are worried or not. Some got a bit of perspective. We've got some youngsters. We always knew that our list wasn't the list that Ross wants. This is the year where he finds out who he wants and who he doesn't want and what we need going into the trade season. And then next year is really the full tilt. And then there's other people that may be impatient and just want that instant success right away, and basically ruling out Ross Lyon as a good coach because of the performances of the last 4 weeks. So comment your thoughts. Let me know. Please like the video and subscribe as well if you like these sort of random videos. I'm really enjoying making them for you guys. So thanks again. I'll see you very soon in the next one. Go Saints.